This is your invitation to Lawntrepreneur Academy Live 2023 in Novi, Michigan, Saturday, November 11th. The lineup is power-packed. You won't want to miss it. Learn from incredible speakers like Leroy Maines, Keith Kalfas, Caleb and Brittany Allman, Sam Gimble, Weston Zimmerman, and Jeff Joyner, just to name a few. Tickets are on sale now at the early bird registration price of $197. And hurry, because seating is limited to just 300. Now through August 31st, purchase the whole ball of wax and receive a free ticket to LAL 2023, a $200 value. Once you purchase your ticket, you'll be added to our private Facebook group, where you can network with other attendees, get access to the discounted hotel room block, and get the inside scoop for the Friday night party, brought to you by Kohler. Thank you to this year's sponsors, Exmark, Sure Track Trailers, Yard Book, and Boss Snowplow for helping to bring this incredible event to life. We can't wait to see you November 11th, Novi, Michigan, at Lawntrepreneur Academy Live 2023. Get your ticket today at lawntrepreneur.academy.com or use the link in the podcast description. Lawntrepreneur Academy Live.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging with you guys, and good morning. Well, guys, really excited about having one of the tour sponsors on. That is for the Lawntrepreneur series, and that is the teenager series that we're highlighting across the country here, interviewing 6 young bucks that are out there crushing it, literally just blowing it up with their small lawn and landscape business. And I say small, but honestly, some of these guys are rocking, $50 grand, $100 grand, $500,000, and some of them even $1 million business in their teenage years. And yes, we can give you the tax returns to prove it. It's actually pretty awesome. But none of this content is coming down the pike without some great tour sponsors and some folks that are helping us do this. And one of those is STABIL, that a lot of you guys know and love and have probably been using for a very long time. And if not, we're going to talk about that and so much more on today's podcast episode to get you guys up to speed. But we're joined today with my boy, Jon Reynolds. How are we doing this morning, brother?
Doing good, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I got my energy drink in. I got another one that I'm going to be, busting open here. I'm on 2 days lately, man, with the kids, the weather, life. It's been busy, brother. It's a lot going on all at once, but we're doing our best to stay in front of it and not let the tail wag the dog, I think is the saying. We're trying to make sure we're wagging the tail, whatever that analogy is. That's a weird analogy, but it's always good catching up with you, man. We get to catch up once or twice a year. Again, I just want to say thanks for the STABIL team for sponsoring back-to-back, the summer tour series here. That content is helping so many young guys out there. But how's things going in your neck of the woods, brother? What's new with you guys?
Yeah, it's good. Like you mentioned earlier, we're happy to support the series again for the second year. It's an awesome series just to see young people doing their hard work, working in the industry, kind of hearing their story about where they started, where they're at, where they want to go. Kind of a awesome inspiration to see others grow. And then, kind of help each other out. Growing up, I started my own landscape business probably when I was 12 with a push mower, and then I kind of continued to grow that, got equipment, fixed it up. That's when I started using STABIL. I heard it from my dad, like, hey, what's this stuff? And it's like, oh, we use it for winter.
Mm-hmm.
To store your equipment. And then long story short, ended up in Chicago, been with STABIL for almost 8 years now. And we have a lot to offer more than just our fuel stabilizer. Don't want to go over all the products, so we got stuff for diesel, marine, a carbon choke cleaner, starting fluid, bunch of those different things to help equipment keep running, so you don't have any downtime. So it's been busy here this summer, just like you mentioned. Just kind of chugging along and getting ready for storage season, which will be here before you know it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, I was going to say, so just to zoom out for any of you guys that don't know the STABIL product line, They have a lot of you guys have probably seen like the red bottle. I think you guys are, man, if you talk about like brands and logos that have like identification, like worldwide or one of those deals, like the Nike swoosh or the Air Jordan or the Coca-Cola logo or the Apple logo, right? I feel like the red bottle of STABIL, the little like squeeze bottle that you put like an ounce or two in the main nozzle, right? And then you pour that into your tank.
Yep.
If you like just took the label off and you put that and you said, hey, what product is this? I think 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 people would say, oh, that's the storage stuff or the STABIL stuff, So I think you guys are arguably probably like the market leader on storage and all the different. What would you guys kind of qualify them or classify them like auxiliary products, like the fogging oil, the rust stopper? What would you guys technically call that helps support the product line of the STABIL 360?
So yeah, our main product is the STABIL storage. Everyone knows it as that red stuff. So we've been around since 1958.
Wow, that's awesome.
So then, after that, the portfolio started to grow. So back when, probably 10, 15 years ago, when ethanol started to become an issue, we noticed there were problems with carburetors, fuel tanks, any metal components. So that's why we came out with our 360 line. So it's more of an in-season use product to help fight the effects of ethanol. So ethanol over time will draw moisture into the fuel tank, and then water goes to the bottom, and that's when you get that rust corrosion. So that's where that line came from. And then, we kind of came out with some other fast fix products, such as Fast Fix in a green bottle. So if your engine's running rough, you can pour that in, fuel tank, clean that system out. And then we have Start Your Engines, which is a popular one where if you can't get something to run, you can, it's liquid ether. So you can spray that into the fuel tank, let it sit, and then give it a couple of pulls and it should fire up. If it doesn't, you can take the air filter off and use it as it's got a spray nozzle on it, so you can spray directly in. So kind of like a starting fluid, and it should fire right up to get that engine running again. So
yeah,
save some downtime, then you don't have to take the whole engine apart. But sometimes if it's too long and gone, then you might have to take it apart and clean the carburetor, get a new one, or there could be other issues as well. So we bunch of different things depending on different problems that people have. The last couple of years, we have an internal team that we put together to do a lot of research based on the wants, needs of the outdoor power equipment enthusiasts, as well as trying to solve problems for things that might arise with equipment. So we don't want to just come up with a product just to be like, hey, we have this. We actually want to solve a problem and make sure that it meets our standards with our quality. So we do a lot of testing in-house. Our fuel system or our fuel stabilizers get a lot of testing as well. We end up sending that to a third-party research team. So we want to see how we compare against the competition. So if you want to see those results, we have those on our website. So each year we do that to make sure that our products do what they say they're going to do.
Yeah. Amen to that, dude. That's awesome. That's good to know. I wanted to just for some of you guys that are listening in, not to make it a whole product pitch or anything like that with STABIL. And I know John and I both joke like that's the last thing we both want to do. John's more of like a gearhead, outdoor enthusiast. Like some of you guys listening in, his marketing role at STABIL is second to none. I know pretty much most of the content that you guys see going out on the STABIL platforms is John and a couple of guys that are on the team that he's on and so on. But at the end of the day, it's great product. I've been using it. I think I've been trying to think like how far back I've incorporated STABIL. I've got 15, 20 years under my belt, like, since day one using STABIL. I probably even longer when I was a little kid, because I know my neighbor would always help me like winterize my stuff way back in the day. I didn't know anything like that. And my neighbor Neil, actually he was the dad of the guys that I bought fireworks from his grown son, who was like 19 at the time, Brian. And I told that story recently on a podcast. But Neil would come over and help me stabilize and winterize my equipment and put it all away and store it. And dude, I remember adding the little splash of STABIL, a little ounce or whatever it was for every gallon or two, whatever the ratio was on the back of the bottle. And so I mean, I've had to have been using this stuff since day one, is at least I can remember. Now we use it very liberally because, one thing I would encourage you guys, if you're listening in, when people talk about product, sponsored or otherwise, there's usually a good reason for it. It's a mainstay in our business. And the reason I like STABIL so much is because as a smaller outfit, we don't have every single machine like in our portfolio running all season long. Of course, there's outside of even the seasonal nature between lawn and snow. So from lawnmowers to snowblowers, there's still equipment even in season that we only use once every couple months, once every couple weeks. And so anytime that you're going to have your equipment sitting around, I would encourage you guys. I mean, I'm sure John would appreciate the business as well. Throw a splash of some STABIL in there for whatever type product and for whatever type piece of equipment you have. Because, for example, let's say you're doing spring and fall aerations. Well, you might start that thing up doing a cold start in March, get your aerations going March, April, maybe May. And then, but before you start your aerations, it might be 3 weeks before you even get out there in the spring. And then again, you get a 2-3 month gap before you're doing fall aerations, or 4 month gap before you're doing fall aerations. And then again, you got a 5 month gap until that following spring. So these little gap cycles for that fuel is really where STABIL comes into play. John, that's probably an easy tee up for you, man. Can you talk about that cycle that I just explained and the benefits of STABIL and what the product actually does, and how some of the other products, even like the quick fix, like that's something that we've been using a lot of, that little green bottle. It's been a lifesaver.
Looking to outfit your trailer with the best racks in the industry? Head over to Equipment Defender. Be secure, look professional, be organized, stop thieves and damage in their tracks. Equipment Defender has racks for backpack blowers, trimmers, gas cans, backpack sprayers, and more. Stay organized, stay secure with Equipment Defender. All Equipment Defender racks work in either open or enclosed trailers. Get secure and organized today at equipmentdefender.com. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Equipment Defender.
That's something that we've been using a lot of, that little green bottle. It's been a lifesaver.
Yeah. So the storage one it's 1 ounce for 2.5 gallons. It'll keep the fuel fresh up to 24 months. So you just want to throw that in there and then run the equipment for a couple minutes, make sure it gets to the entire fuel system. And then when you do store it, we recommend to fill the tank up completely full. That way it'll eliminate the amount of air and moisture that can get in there, to reduce any of that condensation that could build up over time. And then, when you're ready, you don't have to drain the tank either and then waste all that fuel. So it's kind of saves the environment, saves some time dumping out fuel. And then it's like, what do I do with it? And then, in the spring, it should fire right up. And then the fast fix is more of like a in-season tune-up.
Okay.
So over time, if you have any water that gets in your fuel that you pick up from a bad gas station, or your equipment's outside and get some rain in it, or raining on your equipment, you could throw that in just to help clean that fuel system out. So that's kind of like hey, let's just throw it in after 25 hours on the machine, 50 hours, depending on what you want to do, just to make sure that equipment's running the most efficient that it is.
Yeah, amen to that. And one thing I was going to say with the STABIL is when you guys run your equipment, like John was saying, run it for a couple of minutes. That way it's actually cycling through the whole system. I know a lot of guys will just throw it into the gas tank, John, but they don't let it cycle through the system. So what is that doing, by the way? Just if we want to nerd out for just a quick second, is that lubricating, or is that protecting in some way, shape, or form the cylinder or the lines, and helping with that, with the water and the ethanol issue? Or what does it do specifically if we want to nerd out?
Yeah, so that will dilute into the fuel and then make sure it gets down into the carburetor and then any of the metal components. That's where the rust and corrosion can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you're basically protecting your entire fuel system. If you don't run it, that fuel that's in your carburetor is unprotected, and then that's when some issues can arise over time when it's just sitting there. So
the varnishing.
Yeah. And then another step too, when you're using the STABIL storage, we also have fogging oil that you can spray into the air intake for your cylinders to help prevent any rusting, corrosion as well, to prevent any scoring from firing it up in the spring. So it's another storage product to help protect your equipment during storage.
Yeah, so basically, when you're done doing your fall aerations, don't just throw your aerator into the storage locker and throw a tarp over it. You know what I mean? Like, take 5 minutes. And we joke about this, and I know we're being a little bit of a dorks on this, but take some time. Take some time to properly winterize your equipment. I think I'm trying to copyright a word here. Summarize your equipment, John, for all of our winter equipment. Because we always say you got to winterize all your equipment. I'm like, well, don't forget to summarize all of your winter equipment, vice versa. And because it is usually in the Midwest, a pretty quick transition from snow to spring. I mean, you could do snow plowing that first week of March and do spring cleanups 2 weeks later for mowing and landscaping. So a lot of times the snow equipment I've noticed, and I'm just being real, like most of our snow equipment doesn't get as much TLC as the lawn equipment. Even though it's sometimes as expensive or more expensive. So it's like, hey, those little Toro 721 and 821s and you guys Aaron's 2-stage snow blowers that you guys haul around, like make sure you're adding the right, ratio. I call it a splash. Make sure you guys are adding that correct amount of stable to your snow blowers, to any of your plow trucks that you only run through the winter. Like make sure you guys are just taking, a 30-minute maintenance day, 30 minutes on a maintenance day or on a weekend and just taking care of that equipment, giving it the best chance of starting up in the fall. So when you're shoving all your lawn equipment in there after leaf cleanups because there's snow on the forecast in a day, you're not trying to crank that snow blower up and, put a bunch of bad fuel down the intake and go, what the heck, why this thing won't start? And of course you do it at 6:00 at night, all your dealers are closed and snow is going to start in 3 hours. Like we've all been in that pinch. And so the point is, give yourself a fighting chance. I know we're all busy and we're all running from task to task, but don't get so busy where you're forgetting maintenance to keep up on your equipment to make sure it's running its longest. So yeah, you got any thoughts to add on that one, John?
Yeah, I think what you said is perfect. And then if you have any diesel equipment as well, so stable storage is anything gas related, 2-cycle, 4-cycle. We have a diesel stabilizer as well. So if you have any of your skid loaders that are sitting, mowers, backhoes, trucks, just throw that in similar to the stable storage. Keep that diesel fresh. So when you do need to use that equipment, it'll fire right up. And then, and then 2 other ones is our rust stopper, which you used last winter for your snow plow, preventing any rust or anything that's sitting outside in the elements.
Yep.
To spray that on, help protect that equipment, have it last longer. And then we also do have a pressure washer pump protector. If any of the guys out there have a pressure washing business or side jobs that you use it for, that will help prevent the get all that water out of the pump and then prevent any rust corrosion. And then you don't have any water freezing if you live in the cold climates where it cracks the pump. So that you just shake up, hook it up to the hose where you put the water hose in, give it a spray, it'll foam it out, and then it's good for storage.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that one. That's actually good to know. We're going to be having access to water finally on our property, and hopefully with the barn have a area to wash out our trucks or our equipment, all that fun stuff. So that's something that's actually a dream come true, is to be able to actually have my own power washer. For 15 years, we've never washed any of our equipment besides our trucks. And I know guys on the time are always roasting us because it's either too clean and we're fake, or it's too dirty and we're bums and we don't wash it. And I'm like, my gosh. And by the time you go wash it, John, and then you go use it, it's back to being dirty in 12 seconds, because that's how it works in the Midwest. It's always wet, rainy, muddy. It's just how it is. So one day we'll have a power washer, and I'll have to check that out. I'm eyeballing one of those steel, like 800 series, whatever they are, power washers. So I'll have to check that the new product out and make sure I'm storing all that correctly, man. That's good to know. Let me ask you this really quick. We'll kind of shift gears, and we'll probably kind of land the plane here in a little bit. But I want to talk about the other stuff that you guys are involved with, because I know we're talking STABIL and the rust stopper, and of course the core product line. Again, a lot of you guys know it. A lot of you guys use it. No hard sell here. If you guys go into Walmart, I'm sure it's available on Amazon. For us, we get a lot of stuff at like an AutoZone or even Home Depot, kind of places. I know STABIL is all over the place, but I always say get a bottle for you, get a bottle for your friend. I give them away like their Skittles, when we get a couple of them, and make sure that all my guys and all my friends have them. But outside of the STABIL core product line, you guys are involved in a lot of other industries and whatnot too. And I think that's really helpful to know, because a lot of guys, and you were saying this at the top of the show, are involved in hunting, shooting, cars, off-roading, four-wheelers, ATVs. You guys have your hands in a lot of other stuff outside of just like the core product line. So you want to elaborate a little bit on that in case maybe some of the different uses for STABIL and some of your other product lines outside of lawn and landscape?
Yeah, so we're known in the, obviously, outdoor power equipment, automotive, marine. There's a lot of overlap between our products with those. As mentioned earlier, we've been doing a bunch of research. About 2 years ago, we came out with our STABIL Sport line, which is actually broken up into two different verticals. One would be our bike and bicycle products. So we found that people have wants and needs and problems they're trying to solve with their bikes, whether it's rust, corrosion, lubricating the chain. So we have a bike cleaner and protectant, and then we have a bike chain cleaner and lubricant.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we came out with a bike wash and a bike degreaser. So that market, all those products can be found on Amazon and have been doing pretty well. And then the other vertical for our sport line is our firearms, which we actually came out with a sport gun CLP. So yeah, hunters, people have UTVs, ATVs. We found out that the coming out with the gun oil, which cleans, lubricates, protects that firearm, has been doing really well for us too. So there's a lot of overlap between each vertical. But at the end of the day, if you have something that you put time and money into, you want to make sure that it's running good, looking good. We have the products to help clean, protect, lubricate. Just kind of make sure that those things last longer. Otherwise, if they sit, they'll break down, can't use them, and then, you're kind of stuck in the mud if you can't really do anything with it. So as long as you're cruising on the water, cutting grass, we're here to help.
Yeah, I love it, man. Yeah, if you got a four-wheeler, you got a side-by-side. I know a lot of you guys, and if you're hunting, in different capacities there, just make sure that you're looking at the full STABIL product line and check it out. I mean, we've been using so much of that stuff. You sent me a nice care package a couple years ago, like kind of one of everything. I was joking, and we have exhausted so much. We've used so much. When you guys actually are part of this summer tour last year and this year, you guys were really generous to send swag bags of maybe like the top 10 of each product that you guys sell. And we gave those swag bags to all the different participants on the summer tour. And so many young guys are like, dude, I already use this, or I have this, or I didn't know they made X, Y, and Z, or I just ran out of X, Y, and Z. So that's always cool to hear. A lot of guys have already known those STABIL product lines. So that's even, awesome to know and hear. And then a couple guys had never used it and they wanted to put it through the ringer on their equipment. So that's always good to know. So check out the rest of the product line. Where can people find more info? I'm sure STABIL.com, but where else are you guys at, and where can they buy it?
Yeah, so STABIL.com, that'll put you in touch with all of our products. There's a where to buy button for each one. You can go on Amazon as well, has all our products. All the box stores will have various products: Home Depot, Lowe's, Tractor Supply, Menards, and then automotive stores, of course, O'Reilly's, Napa, Advanced Auto, AutoZone, Walmart will carry it. So a bunch of different retailers. And then if you want more information, if you go on our YouTube channel, there's a bunch of explainer videos showing the products in use. And then if you have any questions, you can reach out to me or our team on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads now, which is the new one. So if you send us a message, tag us. That's I'll probably be the one to respond. And happy to help.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Well, good looking out, man. I really appreciate you taking time to share a little bit more about STABIL with the guys and everything that you guys got going on. Guys, I just want to say a big thank you to STABIL, for real. Like, I know you guys really enjoy listening to the podcast, really enjoy listening to the show. A lot of you guys have been watching the YouTube channel, especially you younger guys out there with the Entrepreneur series. And that's the tour that we're doing with 6 teenagers across the country, highlighting their success. And that's been a kind of a side passion project with all the content we're creating. Is I love highlighting the younger guys because I was at that fork in the road at 15, 16 years old, like go get a job or take my lawn care landscaping business full time, if you will, over that next couple of years. And I chose to go get a job, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, it did cost me 5 years of my dream to build my own company. And I love seeing where these guys are at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, where they just push through those last couple of years of high school. And, of course, if you want to go to college, that's awesome too. That's a whole nother story. But it's really, really cool to see some of these guys that at 14, 15, 16, that push through for that next 4 or 5 years. And like I said, they're building 50 grand, 100 grand, $500,000, $1 million companies by the time they're 18, 19, 20. So John, you guys got your fingerprints all over that, man. Just sharing the dream for some of those kids out there that maybe college isn't the route for them. Maybe they're not interested, or they wanted to pursue their own business. I just want to say thank you to you guys, genuinely speaking, man, and then the rest of the team back at STABIL for investing in the tour to allow us to buy plane tickets and hotel rooms and take time away from our lawn care company to be able to focus on these young guys and highlight their success. So just again, sincerely, genuinely, just want to say thank you and appreciate you guys believing in what we're doing, brother.
Yeah, you're welcome. Happy to help support you and the industry and everyone out there that is trying to build their dream or keep up the hustle. So it's awesome to see that everyone grows, and I try to follow people on Instagram and see people what they do, and it's awesome to see.
Yeah, amen, dude. Well, and by the way, where can people find you guys on social media? I know you guys are pretty active, and you run a lot of the pages and a couple other guys. So where can people find STABIL?
Yeah, so we're pretty much all the major platforms. It's at STABIL Brand, so YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads.
Okay, cool deal, man. And by the way, if they want a sticker, can they shoot you a DM? And you guys still doing stickers, or?
Yeah, just shoot us a message. And I know a while ago we did probably a couple of years ago we did that sticker swap.
Yeah,
so
the sticker board.
Start that up again.
Yeah. Well, if you guys do, let us know, because I know a lot of folks were sending them back and forth, and you guys had that whole cork board thing set up or whatever it was, and had a lot of people participate. Man, that was actually pretty fun. So that's what I got, man. Awesome. All right, cool. Dude. Well, any parting thoughts? But if not, we'll button up right here, man. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day, and we appreciate the support, man. Anything else you got?
Nope, I think that's it. So yeah, thanks for having me on.
All right, brother. You bet. All right, guys. Well, that's what we got for today's episode with Jon Reynolds. He's hanging out over there in the Shawtown area. He's over there on the Lincoln Park, Gold Coast, and definitely a fun area. I need to get over there. They actually have a grid life plant tour thing going on. Is that something you guys want to? Is that like an open invite, John, or is that like in September, that thing that you guys got going on?
Yeah. So we have a Cars and Coffee at our office September 30th. From 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So it's our third one of the year. Last year we did one, and it was a huge success. So
okay.
We had over 150 cars there. So you want to come out with your car, or if you don't even have one, just come out and hang out. And yeah, it's a lot of fun just hanging out with people and seeing the rides. And then we are doing plant tours, so people can come in, see the products on the line, kind of more behind the scenes about how STABIL's made and their products, and then check out our home office just right near Midway Airport.
Man, that's awesome. Heck yeah, dude. Well, that's if you guys are in the greater Chicago area, run up there to STABIL's HQ September 30th. We'll I'm sure you can find all that info on their website and or Instagram, and they'll keep you posted. But awesome, man. All right, cool. Well, that's what I got for you guys on today. We'll shift gears. We'll kick it back over to Marty, Mr. Producer. And guys, we'll button this one up. Thanks for listening. We'll catch up with you guys here on the next episode.
Looking to outfit your trailer with the best racks in the industry? Head over to Equipment Defender. Be secure, look professional, be organized, stop thieves and damage in their tracks. Equipment Defender has racks for backpack blowers, trimmers, gas cans, backpack sprayers, and more. Stay organized, stay secure with Equipment Defender. All Equipment Defender racks work in either open or enclosed trailers. Get secure and organized today at equipmentdefender.com. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Equipment Defender.
Hi, I'm Mr. Producer, and one more thing. If you're looking to stay up to date with the latest trends and insights in the world of lawn care, then you need our free email newsletter. It's delivered 3 times a week and includes a Monday motivational to kick off your week, a Wednesday what's new to keep you informed, and a Friday weekly recap of all the content we put out. Join our mailing list to stay connected to the world of lawn care and get exclusive access to the latest and greatest from Fullerton Unfiltered and Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Don't miss out on this opportunity to stay ahead of the curve and elevate your lawn care game. Sign up now with the link we've provided in the show description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.